Hey, good evening.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
SIB.
It's Tim on there.
We've got Lucas on as well tonight, so we've kind of jazzed it up a bit. Normally you only see 2 or 3 of us. Tonight we've got 4. We might even have 5 at one point. But there we go. As I say, welcome to SIB Into the Unknown.
May I say what handsome people we are?
Aren't we? It's the start of 2021.
Hello, Ant.
Hello, Ellie.
Hello, Lucas.
Lucas.
We could be like the Waltons.
Lucas and Frank.
Yeah.
Hello, SIB Popper.
Hello.
Hello, Ant.
Tonight we're joined by Ant. We're joined by Lucas.
Oh, he's frozen
and,
now.
Of course, our amazing screaming landlady, Ellie. We're not doing a ghost hunt tonight. We're just having a general chit chat, talking about things that are coming up. What's going on, what we want to do, what we want to see, and basically just have some fun. So, right, I'm going to sort out. Oh, and this is going to be fun. We got Sarah now as well. So,
yeah.
I've got all my.
Lucas is ready.
Oh God, we're absolutely tiny now.
I'm really going to put my hand up here.
So yeah, we're
waiting for Sarah to come on then.
Hi, Sarah.
I know that. Where's Sarah? Is she sitting in the darkened room? Is she?
She's next to Lucas.
Anyway.
Hello.
Right. So
there. She's supposed to be there, but she's nowhere to be seen. Can we do a seance? Hello, Sarah. Are you there?
Hello, Ellie. How are you doing?
No. Oh, here she comes.
Right. Ellie sounds right. I would say hello to a few people.
It's all going well. It's all going well.
It's all going well. Hi to Shazzy. Hi to Kim Ince. Hi to Jade. Hi to Claire Louise Legg. Hi to Heather. Hi to John. Hi to John. Have I missed anyone? I can't see. Don't think so. Good evening. Welcome to the Madhouse. It's the start of a new year. Where do we go from here?
Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Hello, love. Lucas. Oh, I thought you'd frozen again. You need to move your head a little bit so we know that you're still with us. Put your hand up and then we know that you're here.
Hi, Andrea.
So.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
Steve's in charge tonight, so we'll be put on a naughty step if we mischievous.
Happy New Year, Lucas, and to because everybody else in SIB.
Yes, Happy New Year to you all. But yeah.
Yeah, but I think Lucas should be the
everybody's frozen on my screen. I don't know why. Let me take it off something and put on something. No, I'm talking.
It's safe to say all the fireworks have all stopped.
Was it you?
No, we had a couple down our way, but they seem to have stopped just after.
Is it just me? Are we all here still?
Yeah, we're all here still.
Oh, right. I was just saying, I was reading a really interesting paranormal article today, and it was about what sort of people are interested in the paranormal. And they said that, I don't know where they get these results from, like 85% of people that are into the paranormal are actually suffering from anxiety as well. We crave validation, and we want answers and things like that. So all our senses as people with anxiety are higher, are heightened. So that actually makes sense, doesn't it? Don't you think?
Very much so.
It does.
They also say that people who are ghost hunters tend to have a very high they have very high mental health issues. But at the end of the day, you know, how can you associate mental health with being a ghost hunter?
Well, you know, we've all got to be a bit tough to actually do these things, really, haven't we? I mean, let's face it. So none of us are completely normal. I'm not saying mental health isn't normal, because I suffer myself, but you know, well, anxiety more than mental, it's anxiety. But that's what it said, 85%. And I think it's because our nerves are right there, and we're able to give more and see more and want more answers. I think that's it. It's anxiety is fear of the unknown. It is fear of the future.
It's anxiety is the fear of everything, basically, at the end of the day.
Basically. But anxiety is looking in it's the unknown. You're frightened of the unknown. We need certainty, and that's what gets to us, because there's no certainty in this world. There's no certainty. We try to get it as ghost hunters. We try to absolutely pin down this spirit. Right, it absolutely exists, life after death, and I think that's where my motivation is. I think that's what it is. Come on, Betsy. Come on.
Yeah.
I think that's
just
what it is.
Say hi to Sharon Hunter as well. She popped on just at the end when I said hello to everybody else. So, good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
You know, guys, where do you see us going this year as ghost hunters?
To root out every spirit in the dolphin, that would be interesting. But I like Lucas's story, and Lucas is very like the Richard Felix, as he's very well. And I've got more in tune with him in the last 24 hours, I think, spiritually. And he brings so much wealth of knowledge to a table of any team. He would suit both Light or SIB, because he's knowledgeable, and his wealth of knowledge and his pictures, he goes through the pictures and he looks at them. I just think his knowledge is unreal. And in the last 24 hours, we became friends on Facebook, but even on the FaceTime chats. And he's an exceptional talent. He's got talent. And
there's an interesting fact about Richard Felix as well. He's actually afraid of ghosts.
Goats?
Ghosts.
Oh, ghosts.
Not ghosts. Very mindful.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I am in a mischievous mood tonight. Sorry about that.
The first time I met Lucas was at the Dolphin Hotel. He came all the way over from where he lives, which is one heck of a journey to get to the Dolphin. And he was there when Shazzy and I were there. And I must say, I had one of the greatest pleasures of meeting Lucas was to take him down into the front cellar and do a ghost hunt with him. And the first time there was a noise, I've never seen someone jump so far in my life.
Yeah. Fabulous. He went his heart on his sleeve. He's brilliant.
With his video camera rolling, he stayed there. And it was fantastic. And we got some documented footage of something that we couldn't explain when we put the light on. There was this interesting white light in the corner of the cellar that was reflecting off somewhere, but there was no white light present.
Yeah. No, and I've tried to.
When the light was switched off,
I've been down there, and there's nothing down there that can cause that.
Where was this then? Whereabouts in the cellar?
Front cellar. I was literally stood by the door. Lucas was stood about 4 feet in front of me, and we were looking into the far left-hand corner where the racking is, because there was an awful lot of knockings and bangs coming from by the racking.
Well, that is where the smuggling tunnels were covered up over there.
Okay.
That's where they are. They were all cemented up.
But we had a white light on the wall, which we couldn't debunk.
Wow.
We couldn't work out what it was. And then we also had a green light. I remember being in the cellar with Shazzy and Sarah, I think it was. And we had a green light behind me that showed up on the video that I was doing.
Green light has been seen a lot, actually. That's very interesting. You should say that, because a green light, a singular small green light, has been seen by lots of people in different areas of the hotel.
When all of us round that night, that was quite interesting.
When also we were down there, when I was rolling the camera, I looked back at the footage and I could hear something. I think I pointed out a hum,
Yeah.
didn't I? There was
Yeah.
like it was one of these agreeing hums or something. It was
Yeah.
like we were talking and something sort of went.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you not also catch footprints, Lucas? Am I right in a photograph that you caught?
There was a child footprint that was it because there's like a wet patch on the floor, and there was a child-shaped footprint.
Yeah.
There
That was
was.
quite
It's my
interesting.
sump pump, and
Yeah.
when I don't put all the water down, but it wasn't going into the water, was it, Lucas? It was coming out of the water.
Coming
There's
out
one
of the water.
singular
Yeah.
Yeah.
footprint. Well, you could see the other people's footprints, big footprints, but that had toes. You could actually see the toes in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Oh, Claire's just said
that's
that he wants me and you to do a ghost hunt, Lucas. When we're able to, me and you are
Yeah.
going to go and do a ghost hunt.
that'd be fun. Yeah. That'd
Yeah.
be fantastic. Claire
Oh.
Louise Legg, she says that she saw where are we? Claire Louise Legg, I saw a green light in the function room on the first hunt I came on. It was above the window to the right corner.
Right. Yeah, I remember where you were sitting. Yeah, there's no explanation for that at all. And obviously I read that thing out, that article from that journalist last night, and said that in room 7 she saw a green light. Now, I haven't actually looked up green orbs, green lights. Somebody, if Lucas, have you got your wealth of knowledge computer next to you that you could look it up? What
No.
green lights
I've got mine.
mean?
I can open another tab up.
Oh no, are you on the oh right,
I've got
sorry.
it. I've got it.
Right.
Yeah.
What does it mean? I mean, because it's been seen so many times.
Green orbs is believed to be spirits tied to nature, such as nature sprites or nymphs. Some theories also include angels and various spirit guides.
Usually
Wow.
the blue ones usually represent healing.
Yeah.
I think the red ones are sort of a more stronger energy.
There's lots of green lights have been said. That's really fascinating. That maybe it's an angel, or maybe it's one of our spirit guides that have been seen. That's amazing. I've never actually looked it up, but so many people have said it. I didn't know Claire had seen one actually. So yeah, that's great. But there's sorry to interrupt because I always do. So I was just saying, on this paranormal thing that I was reading about how epilepsy as well. I suffer from temporal lobe epilepsy, and on the right side hemisphere of your brain, it can cause you to see things out the corner of your eye. As in paranormal, you see like you think it's spirit, but it's not. It's and I've only just read that, and I don't know if I see things. I do see things out the corner of my eye a lot, and the hairs on your back of your neck go up, and that's to do with right side epilepsy. And I've got temporal lobe epilepsy on the right side. So I don't know. It's all very fascinating. I mean, I'm going to love to look into this more, but it was a fascinating book. It's on it's on Google, and it just says paranormal, and it's like the third one down. Fantastic.
Kim Ince has just asked, what is a black orb? I've seen 2 black orbs now at work. Now, a black orb is normally associated either with an evil spirit or something that cannot be explained. They're normally anomalies. People assign them as rather creepy paranormal ideas. So basically things like demons and things like that. But no one's really sure what a black orb is. They're very rarely seen in a photograph, but more commonly seen with the naked eye. So it could be that a black orb is. A lot of people say as well that a black orb is a lower frequency entity. So something that doesn't have the massive amount of energy to produce the different colours that we tend to see.
Oh, right. Black shadows are the same then. Again, when you see black shadows, a lot of them show themselves as a black shadow. Is it, the second sign of a manifestation? Like the first sign is an orb, and the second sign is shadow.
They do say that a black orb will manifest into a shadow, but it will also mimic a spirit as well. if you've got a known spirit, like you've actually had one in the dolphin when you had that one that pretended to be William. I think that was a black orb manifestation.
Yeah, the black shadows were seen a lot. A lot of people see a black shadow in exactly the same place. And they don't know about one another. You know, there's just random people that come in the pub and said, God, did you see that? There was a black shadow just floated past. Yeah, it's very active at the moment. The old Dolly is very active.
I was watching actually a documentary. It's in America, a place in Kentucky called Waverly Hills Asylum. It's an old abandoned TB asylum, and they captured lots of people. They filmed like movies there and stuff, and the movie directors caught like shadow figures going past, really dark shadow figures going past, and it was a TB hospital for a while, and then it was a mental hospital for a while, and then it was completely shut down. And they were going to do it up and turn it into a hotel. Even the builders won't go there. They don't like going there.
Where's that?
Waverly Hills Asylum in America. It's in Kentucky. It's on a hill.
Ghost Adventures did that, didn't they? Ghost Adventures did that.
Most Haunted also they've also visited it.
I'm getting feedback here. It's every time somebody speaks. What's happening? What's happening? Is it a ghost in the machine?
Turn your volume down slightly, because it might be picking up between the microphone and the speaker.
Oh, I don't know.
What was it? Louise posted, I've seen a purple blue one in room 7 the other night, but not sure if it was a bit of equipment. Now, a purple orb is normally a spirit on a mission. So
in room 7. Room 7. Oh God, don't talk to me about room 7. What I've got to do tomorrow. It's the Dolls of Souls night. You know, God knows why I've said what I'm going to do this, but they're all lined up. I took pictures of them the other day, and I need to find out what attachments are to who, and there could be a box coming in, David Outlaw's box coming into the room 7. I might, yeah.
Do you think that could
you want me to, don't you, Ant?
Oh, I think it's a great idea. I'm sure. But do you think Susie's attachment would come out to that box?
Well, I wish. You know, he doesn't give his name. It's something that Mark picked up from Binsted Woods, and he got rid of it and put it into this doll, put it into Susie, and he's been there ever since. And I don't know his name. We don't know who he is. We just know that he's a dark entity, and I've got no clue. That's what I'm going to try to find out tomorrow. If he or somebody speaks on the EVP. I know it sounds ridiculous to some people, but you know, these haunted dolls are real because you know spirits do. Elementals go into these dolls because they're human-like, and so I'm going to find out who's in what, you know, and they all look hideous and scary. And you can imagine there's going to be some screaming tomorrow.
Oh, I could imagine.
Right, I'm going to ask Sarah. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to ask Sarah a question first. If it wasn't for the dolphin, where would you like to investigate?
Well, I'm part of a workman's club called the Towering Club along Pavilion Road in Worthing, and it was actually bombed in the war, Second World War, I think it was. So I would love to investigate there.
Okay.
Or the Dome Cinema in Worthing Town, because a lot of people have seen quite a malevolent lady in Screen 1.
Okay.
That has actually hurt people, so I'd like to investigate that one.
Wow.
Okay. Lucas, same question. If you couldn't investigate the dolphin, where would you go?
Well, I would probably. Oh, there's so many. I've heard of so many places. I would probably like to go back to Jamaica Inn, because I stayed at Jamaica Inn when I was 14 up in Bodmin Moor, and that was a very spooky place. I can't really think. There's so many. I can't really think of like top one. Probably Greyfriars in Edinburgh. That would be the one. Even though a lot of people who've been there, they've come out with scratches, they've been knocked out by spirits, and been. I think one of the there was a priest that went there to try and do a cleansing there. He couldn't do it. He was with someone at the time. He said the forces were so strong it could kill him. A few days after he'd done that, they found him dead. He died for no reason whatsoever, and that was so. I won't be doing any cleansing.
Oh God, that's good. Yeah. Oh my God.
Me, I would like to do the Tower of London.
Oh yeah,
I would like to do that. I think that would be pretty good. I think that would be good.
Because those two princes died there, didn't they? They were killed in the tower. Yeah.
Is it Richard III was supposed to have killed him?
Yeah. And I'm like Lucas, the Jamaica Inn, because I watched something on Pick TV starring Danny Moss last week, and he'd done Jamaica Inn, and MJ, this other person, did Bodmin Jail. I think I spoke to Sarah about it, and it looked quite. Lucas says that it's quite. It looks very haunted as the Jamaica Inn.
I have done Bodmin Jail.
So have I. I did that one.
And wow.
But those moors are really, they're really dark up there. I mean, you could drive into Cornwall when we've been to the Eden Project, and my mum will not set foot in Jamaica, and she had a really awful experience in there. It made her very ill, and she said never again. But when we've driven past it, we've driven from Cornwall when it's been a lovely summer's day, so it's nice and sunny, but you get up to Bodmin Moor and the whole place is just dark and misty. It's a very solemn place, but it's lovely at the same time, but really solemn. It's very cold as well.
Okay, Ellie.
I'm hearing like something next to me, like what the hell's that? What is that? Sorry.
Anywhere out of Sussex that you'd like to investigate?
Yes, I've got a sort of a bucket list. It's St Mary Gate in St Mary's Close in Edinburgh, where you go below, and it's where they put all the plague victims, and it's like a village underneath old Edinburgh town. Yeah. Queen Mary, I'd love to do the Queen Mary. And obviously something to do with Jack the Ripper. I would love to do anything to do with Jack the Ripper. Try to find out. God, there's so many that I would love to do. Arundel Jail again is just the most amazing. Which when we get back into out of lockdown and everything like that, I can take some people up there. It's just the most amazing place. Is that? But there's so many. 30 East Drive. Now I would like to go up there to see if it's the Black Monk of Pontefract, isn't it?
Yes.
Just to see if it is as haunted as people make out. Maybe it's not. But I would love to find out for myself. But my God, there's so many places. Just I'd love to go. I'd love to get a camper van and have enough money and just go into haunted villages and just investigate and document and film every single one of them. I'd love to do that.
That's a road trip and a half. That's a road trip for the rest of your life. That is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I do. That's what I do. I have enough money to do that.
I'd like to go back. Me personally, I want to go back to Hellfire Caves in High Wycombe.
Hellfire Caves. Sorry.
I lived in High Wycombe for 5 years, and I went to the Hellfire Caves almost every other weekend.
Isn't there supposed to be a box there containing a heart or something?
There is a box there containing something. It's up behind a perspex. Sorry, not a perspex, a reinforced glass screen now.
Yeah.
because quite a few people have tried to damage it. I've done a couple of ghost hunts there, but also the church at the top, which has got this beautiful gold dome on like globe on the roof. That's quite haunted as well.
Yeah.
So the two are actually connected. There is actually a channel that goes all the way up into the church as well. So
Pendle Hill is another one that I want to do.
That's another
Pendle
one,
Hill Witches. Or Salem as well. Salem Witches, but Pendle Hill. I mean, that's just unbelievable history up there.
Get onto that. Get onto Haunted Haunts. I think you'll enjoy it. Haunted Haunts. It was on Amazon Prime.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You share a lot of programs about but get onto that Haunted Haunts. I think you'll enjoy that. We've watched that, didn't we, Jen? And it was good. It was good.
You know, even down to what's his name, Winston Churchill. You know, lots of famous people have seen ghosts. He was in the White House during World War II. And Abraham Lincoln, he got out of the bath, and Abraham Lincoln was right in front of him, and he said, "Sir, I think you've got me at a disadvantage or something." And he saw, you know, Conan Doyle contacted spirits all the time through mediums. Even some famous scientists, you know, that have believe in the afterlife. You know, we're not all, you know, completely crazy for doing this. There's a lot of famous people that have had experiences with UFOs as well.
Yeah, one of the other places I really like to go back to is Belfast, and go back to the sister ship to the Titanic. Because there were a hell of a lot of people killed on that boat as well.
The Olympic or Britannica. Yeah, Britannica. Yeah, it turned into a hospital ship,
which is something slightly different, because it's actually twin hulled. Unlike Titanic, which was a single hull, Britannica is twin hulled. It's one of the largest catamaran. It was one of the earliest catamaran ships.
Yeah, it's got a double hull. Yeah.
And when you if you actually go to Belfast and you go on the river trip, they take you underneath the ship, and it is really quite eerie.
Wow, I bet. Fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. You know, I've got a little bit of history. I've got a little bit of the Olympics. I've got a light fitting from the Olympic that a landlord gave me from the White Swan in Surrey, and it came off the Olympic, which I think was Titanic anyway. I think there was a switch. I've got conspiracy theories about anything. But you put the EVP meter by that, and it spikes straight away. Spikes.
Yeah.
No matter where you put it, you can take it out the cabinet, you can leave it in, you can put it somewhere else, and so something is attached to that piece of historic memorabilia.
There's quite a good website that I found it once back in 2006. This is when I was about 16, but I digress. It's called ghoststudy.com, and so it's like you can see like pictures of like people who've like caught ghosts and things, and they've posted it on their site. And there's ones like ghosts in attics and things. There's one of Edwin Jenner, someone called house in Berkeley. Dr.
Now, are you cheating? You're reading this. I thought God is very knowledgeable, isn't he? Very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Bless your love. Oh.
But I show it on the like paranormal page, and probably on the SIB page. I'll post that link up, because there's like lots of images that people have taken all over the world.
You mean that one, Lucas?
What's that one? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
You're reading the same thing.
Yeah.
You're reading.
There's one place I would like to, if it wasn't for asbestos, was the Cambridge Military Hospital in Aldershot.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been there with a kidney infection.
So
yeah, so very good in there. Yeah. So yeah, it was the worst kidney infection of my life, and I ended up in the Cambridge Hospital.
Also, if we could get access to it, I'd love to do an outdoor ghost hunt at Salisbury Plain.
Yeah.
Salisbury Plain is apparently the second most haunted military area in the UK.
I know Tangmere Aviation Museum's supposed to have a few ghosts around there as well.
Yeah, Tangmere. Oh, I've got a ghost story from Tangmere. Sorry, carry on. But I've got a ghost story and a one that I've actually experienced. Sorry, I get so excited.
No, one of my friends, they were driving along there, and they saw this man step out into the middle of the road, and they thought they were going to hit this guy, and it went straight, went straight through it. And
wow.
Someone said, "Oh, that's just a ghost that wanders around the museum."
Well, I was there with my then ex-wife, and I was on. There's a Lancaster simulator, so you get queue up and you go on this Lancaster simulator, and I was the last person onto it. So I was doing it, and then this person behind me kept doing that and like hurry up, and I was getting really, really irritated with him. So I turned around to give him a mouthful, and there was nobody there. But my eye was caught by a ruin of a Spitfire. It had the engines and everything like that, and there was a World War II airman beckoning. He was just doing that like that, and then he was pushing his hand off to the side. And I'm like, right, okay then. So I went to have a cup of tea, and I said to the bloke, "It's very authentic." I said, "Doesn't he get tired standing there all day?" And they went, "Who?" I went, "The bloke that's beckoning like that, and then like doing some sort of hand signals." He went, "Honestly, I don't know what you're talking about." I went, "The bloke that's standing by the ruins, the engine." Anyway, so I looked up. I went to WH Smith's and looked up, RAF Tangmere and stuff like that. And there was the man that I saw who died. He used to be one of those people that used to get the planes in, and he was knocked and he was killed by a propeller. And there he was. It was in this book. It was a person I saw. So I actually saw it was solid as anything. Honestly, it's the best ghost I've ever seen. Best ghost. What's the best ghost you've ever seen that you think that is absolutely, but you knew that it wasn't human?
I haven't had one of those yet. I'm still waiting for that. I've seen lots of orbs and things move and stuff, but I have heard things, but I have never seen an apparition yet.
Wow. You never what you think.
Yeah, because a lot. Even I remember I was talking to Mark Green a while back in the pub, and actually he said anyone that you're crossing in the street could be. They could be a full-bodied apparition. Because I mean, you don't follow everybody home with you.
Not usually, anyway.
No.
Sometimes I do, but the police get called and it all gets messy. But so yeah, some people in the pub, you might see somebody in the pub sitting in a corner on his own, and he could be a ghost. It's people look for Queen Victoria or Anne Boleyn or something like that, but it could be just looking like normal, just died a couple of months ago. And have you ever seen a full-bodied apparition?
Yeah, I was going down. I think I've told this before, or I certainly remember thinking about it. I was going down the A41 late at night, and there was a guy stuck in the middle of the road waving his hand. And as clear as I can see us five on this live feed, he was as clear to me standing in the middle, and he was waving his hand in the middle of the road as if like to warn me that there's been an accident. And as I drew close to him and I got to the junction, he was gone.
Wow.
I turned the car around and came. I didn't continue on my journey. And at that time, I was going down our arcade once, and my nan had been dead about 4 weeks, and it was as if like she was in a wheelchair. Her face was in the wheelchair on this body. And when I got that checked out, it was that she was showing me that she was okay.
Oh, that's nice.
She to come through to say that she was all right and she was better now.
She'd arrived.
Yeah.
She'd arrived home. How lovely. Sarah, you must have seen loads.
When I lived in hospital for 5 years, I would get bouts of insomnia, so I'd walk the corridors. And I was near the lift that took you down to where the morgue is, the corridor for the morgue. Wow. I sat down on the bench and had a full-blown conversation with a man that had passed away 3
Oh,
weeks
my God.
earlier.
Wow,
The poor
that's
just looked at me
amazing.
like I was a complete Fruit Loop, and I think they were ready to call the men in white coats.
So what? Steve, I bet
But
you've seen
maybe-
those as well.
I have. I think the best one was at the Station Hotel. It wasn't one; it was four. Four old soldiers who died whilst they were convalescing at the Station Hotel, whilst it was a convalescent home during the First World War. And two of them were in big old-fashioned wicker bath chairs, what we call a wheelchair today. And one was stood on crutches with only one leg, and another one was stood there with only one arm.
Oh, right.
And yeah, they're just plain as day. And I actually described them to people who were in the room, and I got some really funny looks, and people were going, "But there's nothing there."
Wow.
And all I said was, "Thank you for your service." And one of them turned around to me and said, "And thank you for yours too."
Oh, that's nice.
And that was really special. That was very emotional. But yeah, Shazzy's just put in chat. We drove through someone in Downham Market in Norfolk. We're coming back from Dereham, and we decided to go on a detour. And this guy stood in the middle of the road. We drove through him, or we thought we'd hit him. We got out of the car. I looked at Shaz and said, "Didn't you see the guy in the road?" She went, "I thought I was matching him again." And we got out, had a look, couldn't see anybody, went home quite shaken. It's still a couple of hours journey home. Got home, went on the internet, had a look, and he's actually quite a common appearance.
Wow.
There's been a few of those around the world, actually. Because you get also phantom hitchhikers as well that offer lifts, and they get in your vehicle, and you drive them to their destination, turn around, and they've gone, to find out that they were killed in an accident or something on the place where you pick them up.
There's a pub in Coventry on the A45. It's called the Coach House. And it literally, during the building's been there since about 1580, and it actually used to be an old coaching tavern. And to this day, there is still a spectral horse-drawn coach that goes up and down the A45 and stops at this pub.
Wow. That's what causes it to do that? Is it just like a groove, an impression on time? Is it done it so often?
Yeah.
It's the groove.
Yeah, it did it daily for years. It would have done it every day or every other day, depending where it was going. I think it was parts of the London to Coventry line, or London to Birmingham, and it all went via Coventry. And because Coventry at the time would have been a fortified town. With a high castle wall and a high castle. So yeah, going through to Coventry with the direct link.
There's
a lot of feedback here. I'm just going to have to turn my.
There's a famous one in York of the Roman road where a man was working down in a cellar or something, and he got off his ladder and could get some tools or something, and he saw that he was a group of Roman soldiers walking. And the creepiest thing about it, he said he couldn't see their legs, but that's only because the floor below him was the old Roman road, and they would have been walking on what was the Roman road, so he could only see.
That fascinates me, yeah. When it's built up, when you don't, yeah, absolutely. I love those ones. I mean, surely there is enough evidence now to say that there is life after death. People still don't believe it and poo-poo it all the time. How can they possibly do that?
Because they're looking for the science. They're always looking for the science to prove it.
Some people have actually, not usually on video of someone dying, but when there have been video recordings of someone who's passing, or even an animal that's passing. Usually, mist forms just after they've drawn that last breath. This mist usually forms, and they always say it's the soul. It's it's that part of you that sort of comes out of the body.
From the silver cord, apparently. And that's what you when you go astral traveling. Apparently, you go on to the end of this silver cord and you come back. Has anybody ever astral travelled? Ever? I can't remember.
I've done something which I couldn't explain.
Oh, well, Sarah, you've astral travelled, have you? What, knowingly?
Yeah.
You've gone off and,
Not knowingly.
Oh, right. It's a dream state, is it?
When I went into my coma, my very first coma, I could see the hills that I used to walk over as a child. And that was fascinating because it was literally like I could see people walking over the fields that I would see when I was walking the dogs. But I didn't actually realise I was in the coma. And it wasn't until I come round and I was like, I had a very weird dream. My gran was like, you're always walking over those woods, walking over those fields. So, it was very surreal because it was like I was a bird flying over.
Oh, God. You didn't like being on top then, Ant? Not being on the bottom?
I don't know what happened. I got kicked out and I just came back on and I'm underneath. That's okay. Reminds me of a James song, that.
No, they've been recorded because some people have been aware that they're standing over their bodies as well. Like they're either looking down or standing next to the body, or they're standing next to their loved ones and they're trying to like talk to them, but they can't see them because it's like they've got an invisibility cloak on. It's basically like they've got an invisibility cloak on and they can't see you.
How frustrating, though. No wonder there's noisy spirits because, you bang about, you want to get attention. And if people can't see it, it must be, well, we'll find out one day how frustrating it is.
My second coma, it was the same. I saw them put in tubes in my neck, down my throat, in my arms.
Oh, my God.
And it was scary.
I bet it was.
Written documentation that suggests that when we dream, that is a form of astral projection because we are moving to a place that has surreal ideology that could be equal to a separate plane of existence that we know about, but we can't physically go there. We can only subconsciously go there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Hall of Learning. Apparently, when we dream, we go to the Hall of Learning. So that's apparently there's a long corridor with different doors, and you go in different doors and have different dreams to learn different things. I don't know. So I mean, somebody contacted me today, said that she had a dream and she just woke up and she texted me straight away, and it was about the women's toilet downstairs.
Yeah.
And that she went into the toilet and saw this huge ornament of a massive elephant, and then the elephant opened its mouth and a huge beetle came out towards her.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It scared me until I looked up what it was. But protection, beetles are for protection, unless it's a Death Watch beetle, obviously, and elephants for strength and for transition. So I wasn't that worried afterwards, but I thought, because she said, I hope you're not in danger there. And I thought, oh, shit. My God.
I've always been fascinated by dreams. And I was given this amazing book. It's called the A to Z Dictionary of Dreams. And it's literally got in it everything you could ever come across in a dream. And it's got an explanation as to what it could potentially mean.
They've got these lucid dreams as well, where you can sort of you can have more control over the dream that you're having. And I've had those a couple of times, and those ones have been fun. I remember one time I was
Is it lucid or LSD?
huh? Yeah. No, they've been, because I've been like, I've been I was a volunteer firefighter in one of my dreams, and we went off to a fire and had to put it out, and it was, and it's like those kind of dreams. You think, I don't want to wake up from this dream.
Young Lucas here, that way, is a bit of an arsonist, aren't you?
Yeah.
He loves fire. He's obsessed with fire. He comes to the pub with these different things. Oh God. And different colours. He puts his stuff on the fire and it all goes different colours. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I remember what it means if you don't remember your dream. The last one I remember was about Ellie. Now then, Louise.
Happy Christmas. Yeah.
Yes, it was about me, apparently, a dream. Well, we won't go into that.
If you don't remember your dream, it's not necessarily that it was a bad dream. It can just be that there were no triggers there that could, what's the word I'm looking for? Relay to a fixed point in time.
When somebody just says they never dream, everybody dreams. They go to rapid eye movement, and everybody dreams. You just don't remember. I'm hearing a big echo. I'm going to go out and come back.
Ellie,
yeah.
Have you got somebody with you?
No.
Somebody stood over your shoulder.
I am getting it. There is somebody with her, and it's your phone keeps coming in and out, and then you like freeze, and then I was just wondering a question.
No, I don't know. I'm going to go in and go out in a minute. I don't know what's happening, but I'm hearing stuff to the right-hand side of me. But I can hear an echo on mine.
I can hear an echo on mine.
Yeah. Right. So I'll go out. Because I'm very concerned because my little dog is panting a lot and she's not getting enough breath. So I'm going to go because I need to look after my dog. She's got Cushing's and I'm a bit worried about her at the moment. That's why I keep looking over. So I'm going to leave you to it, guys. And thanks for getting me on. And I'll see you all tomorrow.
See you later,
Bye, love.
Take care, Ellie. So we lose one, but there's still four of us. There we go. We've had a very, very interesting year last year. The way that COVID happened, everything else happened, the lockdown happened, and suddenly lockdown was lifted. Everything seemed to be getting okay again.
Apparently it was predicted, wasn't it? And apparently there is supposed to be a huge wave of it, and then it just disappears completely or something. I've
read that's a passage in a book, that Lucas, a man of your family.
One of the things we have to remember is you go back to The Simpsons back in 1989, I think it was. Matt Groening predicted 2020 there was going to be a massive pandemic that was going to affect not only America but the whole world, and the whole world would end up in a lockdown, basically being in a bubble or inside a dome. Is how they did it. But if you actually look back at a lot of Matt Groening's stuff, is Matt Groening a time traveler? Because he has to know a hell of a lot more information than people of the present day should know.
The Simpsons have never been wrong, have they?
No.
Well, they did one on that because there was the 9/11 thing when Lisa was holding up a book or something on New York or something, and it had a picture of the towers in that made a number 11 symbol or something, and there was a 9 next to it. And that was quite a spooky. There's a lot of those little spooky conspiracies.
Yeah.
There was a book written, I think, back in the 80s by someone that actually predicted this pandemic before the Simpsons.
If you go back, excuse me, I'm spitting out Palmer Violet.
Where's mine?
Greetings. Oh, that was beautiful. Has any of the audience, Steve, got a question to ask us?
If you go back and you actually look at things like the almanac and things like that, there are a lot of things recorded in the almanac that are going to happen throughout the year. And I think it was the almanac for 1957 that actually stated that in 2019 there was going to be something happen that was going to be. Yeah, Anton Deck also said, but they said it a long time after The Simpsons that there's going to be a lockdown. So Anton Decker to blame.
It's understandable.
For a lot of things.
Their celebrities, get them out of here. Okay.
Have any of you had a premonition?
Yes.
Not that I'm aware of.
Anybody else?
But you do have
Yes.
a sort of like a premonitive thought sometimes, and it either happens or it doesn't. And
Okay.
in my opinion, they haven't happened yet. Only one time though, and this one is actually a really silly one. And this waitress, this was at a place called Smith and Weston in Chichester. It's a like, American restaurant, and this lady was bringing over a tray with all like drinks on it. And I looked at her and I said, "She's going to drop that." And what did she do? She dropped it. She drops it all over our table. She did, and obviously, we thought it was really funny. But that's the only sort of thing I've had.
Okay, here's one for you. Deja vu. Is it a premonition?
A bit of both, really.
Do you believe in deja vu?
Yes.
Yeah, I've had a few of those deja vus. Like you've done it before, but you haven't done it before.
Okay.
I had a scary premonition.
Do you want to share it, Sarah?
I dreamt someone in my family was going to die. On the way to the funeral, a bridge collapsed and a train crashed off the bridge into the river.
Yeah.
2 days after that dream, my stepdad phoned me and said, "Have you seen the news?" Because I was staying at his, and I was like, "No." A train crashed off the bridge into a river. I went, coincidence. 3 weeks after that, the person in the family that was going to die was me. I ended up being rushed into hospital, clinically dead, and they had to resuscitate me. So that was very scary. Very scary.
Right, I've sent Jade the link to see if she'll come on chat and talk. But if there's anyone else out there who'd like to come on chat, just drop me a PM and I'll send you the link. Andrea, this is interesting. Andrea Stokes. I have guided someone around the back stairs of Versailles to meet her group of visitors. Never been there before or since. Yeah, I was on a school trip one day. I was 12, I think, at the time. Oh, here's Jade. She's giggling away. And we walked down and before we got to the bottom and round the corner, I described to my school teacher exactly what we were going to find when we walked down the road. And he said, "You've been here before." I went, "Never." and walked down the road. There it was a beautiful house, peacocks and everything else. And he just looked at me and went, "How the hell did you know?" I don't know. To this day, I really don't know. Probably I've been there in a previous life.
This is from the dark side of Sussex. The acid bath
murders. That sounds quite gruesome.
I want to read it.
John.
That's not far, is it? Lucas,
Yeah,
that wasn't far from here.
It's in Crawley, I think.
Crawley, yeah.
Yeah. No,
He
West
had a
Sussex.
workshop in Crawley or something where he did all his murders.
Yeah. I'd like to go and do an investigation there.
Hmm.
So what are you up to then, Jane? Apart from having a fag.
Hey, say that again, sorry.
What are you up to then, apart from having a fag?
Having a fag, not a lot.
Not a lot.
Watching all you lovely lot.
That's understandable when you said it was lovely.
Right.
And then I've invited Jay to come on, I'm like,
Sorry?
all I heard was I've invited Jay to come on, and I was like,
Oh, what else is?
So, Jade, where would you like to investigate?
Apart from the Dolphin, or anywhere else in Sussex, or Lincolnshire, where would you like to go investigate?
Winchester Mansion.
Yeah. You said that one before.
Where?
Winchester Mansion.
I did a great investigation last night. It's inside of my eyelids.
I do that every night. I did that this afternoon as well.
Yes.
I didn't today.
Woke up to that, messages and missed calls, and I was like, oh dear.
Are we all still there, or are we all still froze?
Another place I'd like to probably
No,
visit
still here.
around
Dan's frozen. There he is.
Stocksbridge bypass.
I just keep going.
Has anyone heard of Stocksbridge bypass in
Yes.
Yeah.
and they've got the children that sing ring a ring a roses, right? And a couple of London monks.
Where would you like to go and investigate?
Yeah,
Most haunted went
it's
to
the
it.
most haunted road in England.
We went to a pub which Dick Turpin himself frequented many years ago. I'd like to do that one because
The
it's
pub that Dick Turpin really near me. That's what Aaron says.
most haunted.
But
It was frequented by
That's the one,
the
sorry.
Dick Turpin, the original Dick Turpin. And when I watched the program, it was very active, and I thought I'd like to do that one.
Yeah.
Or if I could go, I would love to do the Queen Mary in America.
That's what Ellie said.
I'd love to do that. After watching the Most Haunted there, it just seems, be amazing. Especially that room where you're asleep and they come and touch you and
You'd love that.
sit on the bed next to you and whatnot. That'd be ace.
Yeah, I'd love one of my others. I'd love to go and do. If I had the money, would be Alcatraz.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, someone's written about Cannock Chase. Cannock Chase is supposed to be haunted by the black-eyed children.
Yeah, also haunted.
They were the victims of a serial killer there, weren't they?
That place is that big in
You got there are several theories behind it. You've got the serial killer, but you've also got the plague children because Cannock has got a massive plague pit on it. But what a lot of people also don't realise is Cannock Chase was actually the site of a prisoner of war camp during the Second World War. There is a massive military cemetery at Cannock Chase that has got both British and Commonwealth servicemen buried there, and also a lot of German aircrew are buried there as well.
Hmm.
Steve, the next time you and Shazzy come down, I would like to take you to Shoreham Fort and see what you pick up there. Because it's twinned with Littlehampton Fort.
Yes. It's one of the old brazier points.
Yeah.
The South Coast Ring of Fire, as they
Yeah.
used to call it.
What are they? The Shoreham what?
Shoreham Fort.
Oh,
Basically, during the Middle Ages, they used to have great big braziers set up on the walls.
Hmm.
And they literally formed a wall of light down the South Coast.
Because they've got something similar to that down here. We've got Fort Pembroke, Fort Nelson, and Fort Widley, and they're some of them are called the Palmerston Follies, and they're supposed to be haunted. A few of them date back from the time of Nelson and the Second World War, and the First and Second World War.
Yeah.
Because it was to protect the South Coast from.
Isn't one of them out in the middle of the sea?
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called there, but they're called like Palmerston Follies or something.
Yeah.
What did you think them two things were?
Yeah, they've got. I'm trying to think what it was. No, it's used by submarines at one point. But apart from that, I can't really remember. But no, it's nice. There's so much around Portsmouth that is still active in one aspect from the Second World War.
Well, the dockyards, but there are a few activities there as well. The Victory and the remains of the Mary Rose have activity there.
Yeah. As a place in Oxfordshire, I've been to a few times. And it's totally out of the top of my head.
On where?
It's in Oxfordshire. It's a Barrow. Is it Wave? I can't remember. Just quickly Google. I think it's.
You're right, Jade. You're coughing a bit.
Yeah, fine.
I can't remember, but there is also Waverley Bridge on the way up to Edinburgh. That is somewhere I'd like to go. That is severely haunted.
That's part of Fort Pembroke.
Where's that?
It's on the hill of Portsdown Hill, near Portsmouth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, then you've got from Portsmouth, you go along to Plymouth and places like that, and again you've got so many concrete structures that are still surviving after the Second World War, where not only tens of men died, but in some places thousands of men died. So yeah. It's one of those things. So, 2021, what are you going to do?
No idea yet. Got to see what happens. I'm ready to let goes with the flow.
So let's right. I'm in Rugby. James in Lincolnshire. Lucas, you're Portsmouth. Sarah, you're Worthing. And where are you?
Cheshire. Yes.
Cheshire.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't you know? The Garden of... Yeah, it's a funny little place, 20 miles from Liverpool. Of course, a Roman city of Chester is my local thing. And going back to earlier on, when you said about York, I used to work in a Starbucks cafe, and our store room underneath in Northgate Street, Chester, of course, was old Roman buildings they built up, you know. And you say where we want to go for 21. To pursue, carry on learning and develop, but I quite like being under studies for yourselves and Ellie and Wendy and Sarah and healing people, making people laugh, recover.
Old Chester isn't Chester built on the foundations of the new Chester, basically 1800 Chester? Isn't that built on the old foundations of 1600 Chester?
Roman Chester, Romans. Oh, yes.
It goes down. It's like Coventry, it goes down.
Yes, and back.
Coventry, city of Coventry goes down about 40 feet in the city centre, and you can literally date every level.
As I say, when I worked in Northgate Street, we'd go downstairs, and when it rained, you know, it didn't, you knew you had a flood. You know, if it was lightly raining, bless them. But when it was heavy rain, well, you might as well have swam for your coffee beans, you know.
Oh, wow.
And that's numerous places. I mean, they stopped, they had to reinforce certain parts of a nightclub due to Newsham Park. No, that's in Newsham Park. Is that Ruffin?
I think.
Newsham Park. There's places in Ruffin I want to go, which is the Ruffin Castle, haunted. There is Denby Asylum, but you can't get in there due to security guards and the like. And somewhere else in Ruffin, New Park, is it New or Pool Park? And that has also been on that haunted haunts, but very, very, very negative energies there. But no, haven't. At the minute got out due to a broken leg syndrome. And it's funny that going on to East Deep Drive, a friend of mine, Tensley Proctor, he has asked me, do I want to go up when we can get out of COVID and go up there with him? Because he's been there before and investigated, apparently it is quite the drill. But
where's that? Did you say 30 East Drive?
Yeah.
Is that Pontefract?
Yeah, around, yeah.
I would like to go there, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I want to do Pendle, you know. Teresa Maguire, part of the circle, when I mentioned about the most haunted haunts thing, she wanted to go there. Blackpool's full of haunted things as well.
Teresa Russell Hawkins.
Yeah.
And Teresa Russell Hawkins. She's good.
Yeah, that's who I meant. Thank you. And Blackpool as well. There's loads of places in Blackpool that I'd like to do. The Blackpool Tower being one of them. I know Derek Corr and the Most Haunted did there, and the Winter Gardens, but there's actually tunnels that go from the Winter Gardens to the tower. And Strictly, of course, not so long back had stuff stolen from there. And they used tunnels to get in and out, believe it or believe it not. A lot of history in Blackpool, a lot of history. And David Atwell's your man for that.
Yeah, I've done Blackpool Tower. Went up there there's 3 of us actually in the lift that went up, and coming down there's about 10, but 15 people got off. And that was really unusual, because the guy stood there and he's counting you off, and he goes, I clocked 10 of you in, but 15 people got off. And I just stood there and went, what do you mean 15 people? He goes, didn't you see there were 4 guys wearing Victorian clothing and a lady with a big bustle behind her?
When I go to Blackpool and I go in the Tower Ballroom and I can spend all day there, it has been reduced to tears, because the Wurlitzer comes up, goes down. but the energy in that room on its own, it's so peaceful and tranquil. But you are somewhere different. Even though it's Blackpool Tower, the music's going on, and I can see them watching and dancing, but I'm not the only person. I can be sitting on my own up there, and I have done many a time, even on my honeymoon to Jen. But it is full. It is full. It's like it's a packed house, and I'm sitting as a person on a stair, and then across the way I've seen people that I've danced before, to want of a better word. It's good. But you say about 2021, I'm going to carry on developing, following on from my Peacock card yesterday, which was a positive today. I felt really good having that Peacock card. It's made my day a little bit. I just carry on developing the book. I said we'd go in circles to laugh, to make people, to help people is my guy and where I want to go. And certainly be there for people. In all guys, I like that.
Jade, 2021, what are you going to do?
I suppose I have to get dressed at some point.
Sorry?
I suppose I have to get dressed at some point.
Then she's marrying me.
No, I'm just going to go with it and hopefully celebrate my birthday properly, because last year I was 30 and couldn't go out. We were going to go to Edinburgh Volts for my birthday, and obviously couldn't get to do that. So fingers crossed for this year. I get to go to Edinburgh Volts and let everyone just stay safe.
Very good.
And I get to see Mama and Pop and get to meet Sarah.
Actually, Lucas, you were talking about York earlier. I remember going to the original York Dungeon. I was doing photography work there. And I was chatting to a couple of the performers, and they said they had some really interesting things happen at the original dungeons, because they've now moved. They're now totally new building and everything else. It's really bizarre. But the first building that they had in like the 1970s, 10 of the performers went in one night or one morning to do something to get ready for the afternoon, because they got some school parties going in, and they found already people in place in costume to do all the things that they were there to do. The clock struck, I think it was like something like 10:30 or 11 o'clock, something like that, and everybody vanished, and nobody could explain it. Nobody could explain it.
Has anyone ever been to Bath? There were the Roman baths.
Yeah. No, Bath very well.
That's supposed to have. When I was talking to one of the guys, so they said they've had a few ghosts, and they've smelt things like tobacco, and they smelt.
Wing Commander's been there. Sarah?
The Wing Commander's been there.
What about you, Sarah? For 2021, Dave?
2021, Sarah. Apart from growing your hair like blue.
I'm not growing my hair. I'll shave it all off again.
I thought you were growing it to dye it blue.
Well, I'm going to keep it short. I'm growing the top about 2-3 inches.
Yeah.
Going to keep it short, and I'm dyeing it blue. But my main goal is obviously to
meet me,
get more of my business up and running, do more investigations with SIB and like paranormal, and marry Jade.
We're getting married.
We are.
Having a tracksuit wedding, by the way, guys.
That's news to me.
You haven't, Jade?
Eh?
How many weddings are you having? You're going to marry Ellie, and now you're marrying Sarah?
No, I'm not marrying Ellie. I'm just moving in with Ellie.
Oh, I see. I do apologise.
It's all good. We're all good.
Jade's marrying me. And
We'll
it's
have
a
a white
tracksuit wedding.
tracksuit top and black tracksuit bottoms and trainers. It's a win.
Aren't you supposed to tell me?
Sugar. Pops.
No, you can't.
Just, we're doing it. We're eloping.
I've heard Brendan is nice this time of year.
You're all
And you're invited to the wedding. It's all right.
Everyone's invited. It's a winner.
Good.
I will not look like a Newcastle supporter at all. We're changing the colour theme. I don't
No,
know
because
what
we're
I'm
having
Newcastle
pink in
supporter.
it as well.
Oh,
Don't
we're having
forget
pink
the-
as well, so no.
You most definitely look like a Newcastle fan now.
white kit pink, isn't it?
We are definitely changing the colour scheme. I am not going like a Geordie supporter.
No, that's why we're having pink.
Yeah, but Aaron just said that men up in Newcastle wear pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can have blue hair.
There's nothing
Well,
wrong
pink
with
is at the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when we think about the SIB friends and members, you know, we've got so many talented people. Kim and her husband run a karaoke business. Sarah does 5D paintings. Shazzy does essential oils. I do jewelry.
Yes.
Jay
Sorry, read
does
the comment.
farts.
I was karaoke, disco.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as well, you know, Ellie's got the pub,
Leave off
but,
that
not only
one.
the pub, but she's also got that fantastic magical shop, Pilly Wiggins. You know, and one of the things
Jazzy's
that
got her essential oils.
hopefully sooner rather than later is I'm going to be supplying Ellie with jewelry and bits and pieces. So
Can it be possible to pick up like vibes from an abandoned place, or even just a photo of an abandoned place? Like if you look at the photo,
yeah,
what energies you can get from that photo.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna do a little. I've got a picture here of a.
Don't like the satellite dishes.
Oh, headache.
Right.
Chest is tight.
Right frontal lobe is really sore.
What?
Chest pains, yeah.
It's been turned upside
And
down.
like I'm hanging.
Yeah.
There was a lot of negativity in that place. I think.
What did you feel, Anne, from that picture?
I just feel like my head has been turned upside down, very like I'm like that.
Yeah.
Like your hand.
Right across.
I want to be like that. Sort of thing, you know.
No, you've got me on live and my eyebrows aren't looking good.
Bit of plucking later, love. You'll be all right.
Oh, now I've got to do them.
Aaron gave them for you. You'll be all right.
Aaron is going nowhere near my eyebrows.
Kim's also said that they do everything for a wedding, decorating. You know, they do the whole shebang. They are,
Kim,
you know,
booked.
they do flowers,
You're hired.
Yeah.
everything.
Kim's hired. Heather wants to be bridesmaid, and Shazzy Mama wants to be best woman.
Oh man,
She can be the best woman.
You just mean you can
Oh, yeah,
be the
I don't think about my photography because I can't stand up for too long these days. But I am a photographer.
And then Pops can walk me down the aisle or shove me down it anyway.
And can shove me down it as well.
Will I have a
I
barrel?
can be the wedding singer. We're sorted.
Yeah.
I know a couple of people
Elvis.
can be wedding crashers as well.
The wedding crasher.
There we go. We're all in it.
What-
In it
Wedding
when it goes.
fun in that film, I tell you.
But and we need a bit of Ollie Murs in there though.
Ollie, you?
What? Don't you sort
She's
of
swearing.
Trouble
We
maker.
want Elvis. We want a bit of Elvis.
Trouble maker.
got a Volumers in there just for me.
Yeah, troublemaker.
Exactly. You're not a bit of a village. You're just named after him.
It's Meat by Ollie Murs.
He's the guy that wants to dance with me tonight.
I'll dance with you any night, Lucas.
Nice
Nice
what Ollie Murs is. I'm going to actually have a meltdown right now.
Who doesn't know what Ollie
The
Murs
song we've got to have playing down as we're going down the aisle, Jade. There's got to be Trouble by
He's
Pink.
probably the only probably the only famous person in Essex who hasn't been in Cowie.
And if we get Aaron really, really drunk, he can sing Mustang Sally really badly.
That sounds perfect.
I have video evidence from my wedding.
It's good, you know. Obviously, Kim with the wedding industry, and like myself with discos. You know, last night I sat there at 5 to 12 as I do, as it comes in, and a tears rolling down my face, thinking of me nanny passed me aunties and my uncle this year and stuff. But it was the first New Year's Eve I've had off, and honestly, it's like I'm sure Kim will feel it. She does the whole package. I only do the discos, and it's like it's just been so hard the last 9 months. I've got a new hard drive, all fully loaded, ready to go, and I can't do anything with it. I've got all my disco lights sitting around. It's so hard to go back out there.
Well, you were saying last night when we was on FaceTime that it was just so weird for you not to be out discoing, DJing or whatever you called it. Sorry.
As I go live on a normal live on Facebook, I will do that when I've got people karaoke singing and dancing. And honestly, it was so surreal last night. It was so like, wow. Not doing what I'm normally used to doing. It's different.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you get stuck in that routine as well. Sorry, Steve. Pops.
I understand that. Yeah. After 30 years, I worked Christmas Day for 26 years. And I've got mates who are chefs now, and the restaurants were shut, the hotels were shut.
Yeah.
And suddenly they don't know what to do. They didn't know what to do because we're normally catering for like 2,500 people.
It's like I was saying the other day. Aaron's obviously I'm so used to having Aaron off for like 2-3 weeks over Christmas, but because now he's on his new job, he literally went back to work on the 24th, and it was so weird not having him here. And then he was like, "Oh, next year I'm booking it off." I was like, "You're not." Kind of got used to not having him here now.
Say, for the first time in a very long time, this Christmas 2020 was probably one of the best Christmases I've ever had, because I woke up Christmas Eve and I had no anger. My PTSD just dropped, and it was really unusual.
Do you think
you got to look at all of our beautiful faces?
Steve,
yes,
do you think that's shielding from the build up to Christmas in the shops and the like and the?
For me, my PTSD goes back to my childhood. My stepfather used to smash everything. And
Sorry, Mum has just messaged me.
And I got to the point where I just shut down. So working Christmas Day just became another day. It's like yesterday being New Year's Eve. For a lot of people, it was just another day. It wasn't New Year's Eve. And I literally just shut over Christmas. 2 weeks before Christmas, I shut down because
I remember one time at a New Year's Eve, I went to one of these parties where you have to dance for an hour till when they do the countdown. But it's
like an episode of Friends.
It's like you have to dance for like 3 hours or something.
It's
Bababos.
Sorry, I had to be done.
Just got to drop this in there quickly. Mum has messaged me and said we need Slipknot too, Sarah.
That sounds like a very good plan.
Oh yes, you did.
That's our first dance is Slipknot.
Slipknot.
Can we have 2 first dances?
Slipknot will be our last dance. Oh, we've had too many.
I don't know.
We've got the same flip.
18 albums, so you can have it all night if you want.
What sort of food would you have at the wedding?
Everything. Bit of pulled pork.
Yeah, Sarah,
And the hummus.
yeah.
Oh, obviously, it's got kebab meat and chip.
Garlic mayo.
Garlic mayo.
Garlic mayo.
Yeah. I won't call it what I used to call
No.
it.
Tikka mayonnaise.
My wife says she'll come for a bit of that.
Wicked. We're all invited. So good.
Yeah,
Probably, so if you eat garlic, it keeps the vampires away.
that's all right.
Wow.
You don't want
Don't
vampires.
You don't see vampires with Vicky, do you?
I was going to say, I don't eat garlic, but I've never been bitten, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Finger foods. We all like a bit of finger foods.
Jade.
Fish fingers.
Jade,
What?
keep it clean.
I'm keeping it clean. I said finger food. You know, like sandwiches and
Fish fingers.
pickles, pork pie, sausage roll.
How many
Fish
fingers do you get in a pork pie?
I'm not answering that question.
Don't take the question.
Garlic balls.
Cheesy
Without the
footballs.
mushrooms.
Cheesy footballs.
Oh, garlic. Claire Louise Led, she likes garlic balls too.
Sarah, cheesy balls.
That's it.
Cheesy balls. Got to have some cheesy balls. Well, my brass ones are going to be
Chocolate. Yes, Mama. Chocolate. The cake's going to be chocolate.
there. Chocolate fountain.
I'm like that.
What about having sushi at the wedding?
Do you
No,
know how
that's
much?
bad.
Don't like sushi.
You know chocolate fountain.
This
You
dish.
know it's not all chocolate, don't you? You do know how much vegetable oil they actually put into a chocolate fountain.
No,
I
but so
don't care.
good.
It's going to be a white chocolate fountain.
It doesn't matter; it'll still be full of vegetable oil as well.
It's all right. It's a white chocolate fountain because that's what
There's no
Jade and I
such
like.
thing as white chocolate.
Don't.
White chocolate does not exist.
No one can hear him right now.
Cocoa butter. It has no chocolate in it.
Well, we still like it, don't we, Jade?
We love it. Oh, and a bit of Battenberg. Oh,
A bit
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got some Battenberg slices in the
oh,
cupboard.
I love Battenberg, mate.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
gonna be
Marzipan.
cream scones and jam next, I tell you.
A bit- well, what we could do is we could have some afternoon tea.
Oh, I'm not sure who that is. It says Facebook user Belgium chocolate. Now we're talking, girl.
Actually, are scones pronounced scones or is it scones?
Depends which part of the country you come from.
What do we say, Aaron? Scones or scones?
This is like the old debate on batch. Is it batch, batch, pancake?
It's gone.
It's scone, innit?
Roll.
If you talk to people around here, it's a scone.
It's a bat.
Scone.
A bap?
No.
Yeah.
A bread bun?
Roll. It's a crusty cob.
A bread bun?
It's a crusty cob.
It's a bread bun. You cut a cob is a horse.
A
No.
bread
Scraps
bun.
or scrumps?
Sorry.
Scraps or scrumps?
Scrap.
I'm gonna. I don't know what scraps and scrumps mean, so I'm gonna. With,
You know the batter bits from a chippy?
Scraps.
oh, they're battered bits, love. They're not scraps. Or
When I worked in the chippy, I tell you what, this one woman come in and she went, "Can I have some of them cat bits?" I went, "What are they? What?" She went, "Them." I went, "You mean scrumps, scraps?" And she went, "Yeah, I call them cat bits because I give them to my cat." I was like, that is the strangest one I've heard yet.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Oh,
Cheese and pineapple on a hedgehog.
Steve's
Yes.
gone.
Definitely.
Oh, or cheese and pickled onions.
Both.
Yes. Oh,
Full of
Yeah.
umps.
cheese and
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, vol-au-vents. Prawns, chicken.
None of that tuna malarkey in there, or that salmon shoot. No. cheese, the cheese Primulia.
Primulia. I'd say it.
You know the story.
Primula.
Yeah.
Primula.
I could be your wedding caterer. I've got some good foods you can have. You can have porridge and mustard.
No mustard.
No.
Porridge and mustard.
Yeah.
Got to have some chicken in there. Chicken strip, chicken bites, chicken balls, chicken. Oh my god.
Chicken and rice.
Pepper chicken balls.
Oh yes. Yeah. Where's popcorn?
Don't know.
What about that naan bread?
No, Mama, it's not bad bits.
Big battered bits. Yes, who put that?
Not
Yeah.
bad bits.
What
I
about
didn't panic so much this time.
I know.
what about that naan bread? You know, that really soft bread that you
I
have
mean,
with
banana bread.
curry? Yeah, like banana bread or something.
What's banana bread?
Naan bread's what you have with curry.
Banana bread
Banana
made out of
bread's the
bananas.
soup.
It's like tea
Has
loaf.
it actually got banana in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love. Yeah, but walnut cake's nice.
The wedding cake's got a bit of
What
Battenberg
is
to
cornbread?
I just wanted to see how Jane would react when I disappeared.
I was all right this time. Did you say the cake's got to be fruit
wedding.
cake?
What about carrot cake?
No.
Carrot cake.
Cherry
I
cake.
watched that being made the other day and I was like, it's got actual carrot in it.
Yeah, it's got like carrot rinds in it.
There we
No.
go. I like that. Battered bits. I agree with that. It's understandable.
Mm. Mini pizzas, cool Doritos. Now we're talking. I love some
Yeah.
Doritos, me.
What about Black Forest Gatto?
Oh, don't get me
What's
started.
Black Forest Gatto? What's that? Is that the one with that fruit and that on it?
Chocolate,
Yeah, chocolate gatto with chocolate cream, normal cream,
And cherry.
black cherries, and black cherry jam.
Oh,
and chocolate
I'll try
sprinkle.
it first. I don't think I've ever had that.
It's
I
nice.
have. Did I like it?
Jade, it's cake. It's cake and cream.
We are going to have a massive, great, big Battenberg wedding cake.
Oh my god! I just fall in love with you every single day.
Oh, I'm definitely with
You
Heather on this one. Cheese and onion rolls instead of sausage rolls.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Steak
I
and
make-
cheese. Yes, Aaron.
Oh,
I make my own sausage rolls if I can.
I make my own sausage rolls. I pull them out the freezer. I put milk on them, shove them in the oven. Is that not right?
Well,
Well,
that's
you
good.
still made them, really. Well, you've prepared them.
How'd
You
you make
cooked
them?
them.
No. I cooked
How do you
them.
make them?
Yeah.
Sausage meat, pastry.
Oh, sounds like too much.
Mixed herbs.
Aaron thought he said you're a Jamaican.
So, do we all like curry? Let's see whose favourite curry. Let's see if we can interact with the group as well. What's your favourite curry, Steve?
Oh, bloody hell.
Well, Indian
It
curry.
varies. It depends what mood I'm in.
Well, I'm dead hard, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm dead hard. I have the strongest curry going. Are you ready for this?
Go
Chicken
on.
korma and buttered.
No! Chicken korma is futile. It's not even a curry.
It says it's mild.
No, it is crap. At least go to a tikka.
Okay,
I do
I've
have
got-
one
I've
tikka.
got one. Now, this is really nice. It's a very, really good Indian restaurant where I used to live in Hinckley. Chicken tikka masala, Madras hot.
Mm.
You're all right.
Yeah.
I'm
With a keema naan, and mushroom rice.
Oh, you just ruined it there. I like the cheese naan.
It's got it's like bread with raisins in it.
No,
Is that the Peshwari?
it's meat.
Oh,
Peshwari is the one that's got raisins.
that's it. Yeah.
Check me out. I look at the Indian takeaway menu every day. Imagine I could have one.
I sometimes do go to a dakka or a biryani, but not all the time. I do like a mild buttered chicken.
Korai.
If it's biryani, it's got to be cooked with bones in it.
See, obviously, with
Otherwise,
Aaron
you
being
don't get the
allergic,
flavour.
to coconut, he's got to be careful what he has. So he just said a korai
Or a palak.
or whatever he just said.
Yeah. You've got to be careful though, because they can.
Palak is vegetable based, and a korai is tomato based.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
But they can overkill. They can overkill the spice with the tomato if you're not careful.
So I order what I can eat and then go, haha, you can't have any.
So that'll be Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, have you tried that new Kentucky Fried? Or where you pour the gravy out? I'm not gonna lie, it's lush.
Don't
it
like
good?
KFC gravy.
Oh, look at the gravy.
I know
American
how they make their
gravy.
gravy, and trust me, I wouldn't eat it.
But Popeyes in America, their gravy is like, oh,
And literally their strips that do like all different heat temperatures, aren't they? Spicy temperatures and that.
it's got like a Cajun seasoning, isn't it? That gravy, it's quite nice.
Mashed potato, and they do this thing called biscuits. They're like a scone, but smaller and saltier.
Warm.
Saltier.
Right, here's a
Now, if
question.
you could have the choice between a curry and a Chinese, what would you choose?
Chinese all day.
Chinese.
KFC.
Chinese.
KFC or
Kitchen fritter curry.
Subway?
KFC or Subway. Oh, don't make me choose.
Subway.
Subway.
Subway. The
Subway.
mighty meat.
Italian
Subway.
BMT, foot long on cheese and herb.
Mighty meat on
Mega meat.
mega meat. Sorry, on what did I have on the other day? Tiger bread. It was good.
Yeah. I like the nachos in they do nachos sometimes. I really like nachos.
You want to try the new Mega Meat?
Yeah,
It's the Italian BLT meets the marinara.
the meatball marinara.
No, I like the
That is
BLT,
good.
but it's got to have
It
everything,
is.
all the salads, all the pickles, everything on it, and the chilies.
And I love their macadamia nut cookies. They are just to die for.
I
Jade,
like
you
their
make
Right, I've had a question whispered in my ear.
Oh yes.
Fish and chips and gravy, or just fish and chips?
Fish chips gravy. I'll tell you what else.
No, you're all wrong uns.
Or what about fish chips and goody? Oh yeah.
No,
Fish
fish chips and
no.
gravy.
No, fish chips and gravy is really
You're not
nice.
on the
Don't knock it until you try it.
And
You want
I
to
tried it, I didn't like it.
fish chips, peas, and gravy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the way forward.
I've tried it, don't get me wrong, I've tried it and I was a bit like, no.
Okay,
mashed pea
It's
fritter.
northern.
we go to our local fish and chip shop in Rugby, and we order their kebab meat and chips in a tray.
I can't believe your chippy does
And
that.
normally the tray is that normal styrofoam box with the large styrofoam box. They put the meat in, put the chips on top.
Yeah.
Ours is a cardboard tray that, I'm not joking, is probably 3/4 of a foot wide by about a foot width.
Is it like the fish and chip boxes? You know, the
No,
actual
no,
fish and
no,
chip
no.
boxes
It's
or
bigger
bigger?
than one of those, and that is literally full of meat, and then they just sprinkle chips on the top. Then you,
What
get,
about-
then you get salad in a bag and a pitta.
Oh, wow.
And put it like this: Mama and I have one each. It takes us 3 days to eat it.
What about
I mean-
seafood? I had a seafood platter once, and it had the oysters. And that,
Bleh.
Oysters are nice.
We
Even better when they're battered.
No thanks.
I know some people, they have things like live eels and stuff, like they just sort of
Can we
slip down.
talk about fish?
Right, go on, babe. Right, Aaron's going to say something.
Last time we were in Newcastle, we went to my cousin's house. We ordered kebab and chips, and when it came, it was all in a wrap.
Yeah, it was all together. Oh, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Yeah, a lot of them are doing wraps now because it's it's a healthy
That's
option.
bad.
Christmas dinner, Boxing Day dinner, or homemade bubble and squeak?
Homemade bubble and squeak.
Bubble and squeak.
Bubble and squeak.
Depends how you make your bubble and squeak, though.
Christmas dinner, Boxing Day dinner, or homemade bubble and squeak is the question.
Well,
Depends.
Chip shop chips and mayo. Yes.
well, there's a way of making bubble and squeak. You just add bubbles and then you add lots of squeak in it.
I think I've only had it once or twice, bubble and squeak.
What is okay?
Proper bubble and squeak.
What do you put? What is bubble and squeak?
Ain't it like leftovers from Sunday dinner?
No.
Is it not mashed potato?
It's two particular ingredients, and that's it.
Mashed potato and cabbage.
Mashed potato and cabbage.
What do you do to it?
Fry it.
Fry it.
How do you mix it?
First.
Mash it all together.
In a blender, but just don't
No.
put a
No.
wooden fork in.
Mash it together with a potato masher.
Bubble and squeak is like what is it the Irish do, Kiltony or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Isn't that same thing?
That is exactly the same thing. The best cabbage to use for it, though, is Savoy cabbage. That is where it originally gets its squeak, because the Savoy has got like little air pockets in it. But when it's cooked, all you hear it like squeak in the frying pan when you cook it.
It's more like shrinkled up cabbage Savoy, is it?
Yeah, Savoy.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a very sweet cabbage.
more
It's very,
flavour.
very nice.
A lot more
But
flavour.
these days, a lot of people put onion in, they put carrot in, they put whatever they
What
want.
is wrong with people and carrots?
What's right with people and carrots? They're great for sticking up your nose to keep the cold out.
Fried pork dumplings. Oh, what?
Sumai.
Dumplings aren't they like them bread things that you
No.
put in a still?
Suet, eh?
No,
do it.
fried pork dumplings.
I've never
Proper.
heard of them in my life.
It's
So
well,
it's not funny, Anne.
take for example, you know, what do you stuff a chicken with, or what do you stuff a turkey with?
I don't. I put my hands up there.
No, what you stuff it. Okay.
Sage and onion. See, we're going back to the sage and onion. You sage and onion.
Here we go again. Back
No.
to the stage.
Sage and onion is actually the vegetarian alternative. The proper one is a force meat that uses mixed pork, onion, breadcrumbs, and mixed herbs.
Look at this face right now.
Okay. Show us up with your
Mince
hand, Jade.
And then you take the turkey and then you stuff it all up there.
What are you doing?
Stuffing the turkey, dear.
I have
Stuffing the
never
turkey.
seen it been done like that before.
Right.
What if
That's
you do it upwards, it'll fall out?
Well, no,
Stuff it tight.
Not
enough.
when you stuck it down its throat, it won't fall out, Jane.
I am not sticking my hand up no chicken or turkey's neck or anus.
I was going to come out of the corner. but just going to leave
How
it
do you know
there.
which way's round when you look at it?
I don't know which way I'm looking at. I don't know which end's which.
Normally the head's on the head end and the legs are on the leg end.
I've seen
Look, no, because the head's always off by the time I get it.
who has tried caviar.
I have.
That's fish eggs, isn't it?
Are they frog eggs? Oh no, they're tadpoles.
That would be frog spawn.
That's frog spawn, Jade, that become tadpoles.
So,
But right, so if you eat caviar and it's fish eggs, what if they go down into your digestive system and into your stomach bit, whatever it is, and then they turn into fish? We
No,
have a
won't,
fish
because
floating
your
around.
stomach acid.
will dissolve all
But
of that.
serious though, it could happen.
No, it
You
can't
got
happen.
mackerel.
What's mackerel?
Fish love
No,
fish.
because
Yeah.
caviar is the fish eggs.
I'm not eating that.
The fish eggs are mixed with salt, and the salt actually stops them living.
What does it actually taste like? No, I don't think I want to.
Sturgeon.
It varies. It varies. Each one's different.
Sturgeon, aren't they?
What was that thing you had one
Sturgeon's
night that
the
was
most
battered in the
expensive.
eyes?
Whitebait.
Sturgeon is the most expensive, but the one that is primarily used everywhere is made from salmon egg.
Who put ha 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 Jade?
Michelle Fry.
Caviar and frog spawn, isn't that tapioca? I don't even know what tapioca is.
Tapioca
It's a
is
pudding.
it's a member of the rice family.
So,
Aaron
right.
had, we went out for a meal one night, and Aaron had this like little battered fish, like this big, and it all had eyes.
Whitebait.
Whitebait.
Oh, white
Yeah.
bait. That's nice. You dip it in a bit of tartar sauce and you.
Chili. Sweet chili.
I think
I'll
it, yeah,
get off this topic. I'm going to be sick.
Have you noticed
You
that?
use cocktail sticks to scoop the eyes out and pop them in your mouth. And
Yeah.
No, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! No.
Actually, I went into a French restaurant once and
I don't
I
like
had,
conversation anymore.
You, shush. Shush. Shush.
Frog's leg.
Shush.
no, I didn't have,
So, if we go to McDonald's,
I went into
what
a
do
French
we have?
restaurant once and I said to the waiter, I went, waiter, do you have frog's legs? He goes, no, sir, it's just the way I walk.
no, no,
I
I've
had a
had
really
snails
disgusting
in,
joke earlier.
have you ever tried snails in garlic butter?
No, I have not.
Cargo.
Escargot, yeah.
You
Yes.
can't eat snails.
Yes, you
Well,
can.
the little meat, it does, and it does actually taste like chicken. When they say it tastes
I
like
just
chicken.
put salt on them. They explode.
Mm.
I see a slug and I put a circle of salt around it. I'm like, haha, now move.
Aren't they sea snails?
No,
Yeah, I think they're.
that's something else.
You can't eat snails. It's like against my
Yes, you
religion.
can eat
or something.
snails.
It's against my religion. Anyone
I'm
eating
with you on
raw reindeer tongue thinking it was a red cabbage? How would you mistake cabbage for a tongue?
Quite
I
easily.
mean, deer. What about reindeer?
Okay. Put your tongue away.
Jade, how many times you bitten your own tongue?
Not very often since I've had it pierced, actually. The balls get in the way.
The balls get in the way. Shocking. You. It's just.
I think it's time for me to leave.
You're not leaving me, Jay. Don't leave me.
It's Jade. She's lining us up for them one-liners. It's just like.
I heard
This
a
is
joke
Jay,
earlier. I
full
don't know whether to say it on
No,
here. It's loud.
No, don't say it.
I'll wait till later.
Actually, has anyone seen the Indiana Jones films? There's one, I think it's called the Temple of Doom, where they're at this banquet or something, and they're having like things like live snakes and
Yeah.
like boiled.
Lucas, I'm banning you from here.
Yeah, but if you go to like Indonesia or wherever and they eat like tarantulas,
Mm.
why would you put that in your mouth?
Why would you talk about spiders? Let's not talk about
No.
spiders.
Well,
Yeah, but the thing is, the Chinese and Thais and all they eat anything and everything. It's got
when I was in the army, I had locusts, mealworms. I've eaten spiders,
Can you
scorpion.
do Albert Club to get me out of here?
No. We also had termites as well. We dipped in chocolate. They were really nice.
They're the best source of protein apparently as well.
They high protein.
So when they go crunch in your mouth.
Mm.
Oh,
If you're like on a remote desert island with or like in a jungle,
I would starve.
No,
Yes.
you wouldn't.
Before I'm drinking my coffee, please don't make me laugh while I'm taking a mouthful.
And which hand do you stir your coffee with?
Me left.
Use a spoon, it's safer.
So, if we go to McDonald's, what are we ordering?
Oh, my chicken sandwich meal.
Have
Snake.
you tried the
Which McDonald's are you going to?
jerk
What
chicken?
was open in Tier 4?
Are you going to the one in the UK, one in Canada, one in America, one in Russia, or one in China?
The one in the UK. Have you tried the jerk chicken?
One in America.
I like.
Have you tried the jerk
Jerk
chicken
chicken, is that the one you
sandwich?
go,
No.
We went to what was it? The largest entertainment
We went to
McDonald's. The largest entertainment McDonald's where we was in Florida.
in the world.
Played arcade on, like eating burger and playing arcade. It was great.
Downstairs a restaurant, upstairs was pure arcade.
But yeah, no. If you get the chance to try the,
John, you're right. They do actually crunch like Cocoa Pops.
Oh,
Cocoa Pops again.
What the?
no.
Termites.
Yeah.
You just mix it in milk.
Oh, a fillet of fish. I do like a fillet of fish. I must admit.
Yes. My
From-
favourite.
Yeah, Aaron likes that.
I had a burger
I
the other
like-
day from McDonald's and I hated it. I
Well,
really
it goes back to the
Cheeseburger.
advert.
I had a Big Mac and it was it Big Mac? No,
Or was it the double? Was it the double
no,
Big
double
Mac?
cheeseburger.
Little Big Man.
It was
Last time I had a McDonald's, it put me in hospital with food poisoning.
No way.
They killed me.
Do we
Black
like
man.
John?
I treated Mummy yesterday though when I came back from
Yeah.
shopping. I got KFC for her.
Well
Pizza Hut
done.
or Domino's.
I can't say it, so Aaron's going to say it.
Pizza Hut or Domino's.
I can't say the dip one.
Domino's.
Pizza Hut. Kentucky
Iceland
Fried
Pizza
Chicken.
Iceland because you can get the same size pizzas for £1.
We've got two Pizza Hut in Lincoln. They're both shut down. They're both going to be taken over by Taco Bell. And they're both opening up right next door to KFC.
Yeah, I can say Pizza Hut, I just can't say the other one, so I just won't.
Kentucky Fried Chicken and a pizza at McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Kentucky Fried Chicken and a pizza. That's the
Burger
moment.
King.
Okay. Who remembers Big Fish, Little Fish cardboard box?
Oh, yeah.
I used to do that. Used to go raving.
Funny enough, you said that. Deadness.
What about Skeggy? What's wrong with Skeggy?
Nothing's wrong with Skeggy. Stop taking it
What's
personal.
Skeggy?
It's Skeggy.
Skeggy.
What's right with Skeggy?
They're all doubts of that.
Beautiful donuts at Skeg.
No, my mate.
Has anyone ever tried that? Has anyone ever tried that chocolate Marmite or something? Is it like chocolate?
Yeah.
You mean peanut
Don't
butter
like
Marmite?
Marmite. I think it's disgusting.
Lucas has got his little wand.
I could have been a red coat, Skegner, don't you know?
Papa John's. Have we got a Papa John's?
Yeah, well, no, I can.
Oh, someone should. I think Claire Louise likes, but neither prefer Papa John's.
Yeah, we've
I
got.
like.
Heather glad I'm a vegetarian.
They do
Something's
that.
got to.
They do
And
do
me,
much.
I like.
You're what?
Twig.
Sorry, Sarah.
You know, there's
I'm a part veggie. 3
That's
days
right.
a week, nothing for veggie.
I'm part veggie too.
I just like meat too much.
The other parts of me.
I know.
I should have reworded that.
You should.
Jade, you do have a way of wording things, don't you?
Yes, I do. I couldn't even like word it like I like a lot of meat in my mouth because then that would have been even
Michelle
worse.
Fry made herself ill eating white chocolate balls.
the Lindor ones are nice.
Oh, I love Lindor chocolate bowls.
They make
You
me
might-
nice.
Just checking.
How many can put in there, Jade?
I like Kinder chocolate.
What did you say? Sorry, Sarah.
Okay,
How many can you
Pringles or
put in there for
Doritos?
one?
Pringles.
Pringles.
Pringles. Sarah?
I've got 9 tubs of them.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, Sarah's got
Well,
9
yeah,
tubs
I've got
of Pringles.
3.
She said she was going to give me 1 Pringle.
Yeah, she did. Didn't she? Just the one Pringle.
I thought Jade
I'll
was
eat
getting
it
up to
for
go
you.
to Sarah's then.
I'm on my way. I'm just gonna roll the bag and then I'm gonna start walking.
How far have
This
you got to
time
walk?
next week when she gets there, she's walking then.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It takes 64 hours.
A sponsored walk from Lincoln, I tell you what, to the Dolphin Imagine how much money you'd raise there. That'd be like a both.
That's all right, Jade. I'll have lots of white chocolate and Pringles for you.
I'm on my way. Wife.
Don't like white
All right,
chocolate.
then,
Bad for you. Unless you're fat.
Well,
Is it true that baked beans make you do that? I personally don't like them, but is it true that
you don't like baked beans?
No, I can't stand the smell or the texture. And
What is wrong with you? I need to teach you some things.
I like those kidney beans that you get in
Anything that
chili.
is
In a
full of
chili?
protein, anything
Yeah.
that is full of protein will give you flatulence.
Kidney beans are quite nice. I like them in a chili.
You have to be careful with kidney beans. They contain arsenic. Never eat a raw one.
No.
So that's about it. I don't eat like.
Apple pips contain arsenic as well.
Yeah.
Don't eat apples.
Cabbage is a cruciferous food, like
Oh,
beans.
what?
Shazzy says we can shove the Doritos somewhere because she likes Pringles.
I'll assume the position.
Doritos.
This is getting I look very degenerate. I've assumed the position for the Doritos.
What about roast lamb?
That's what I had today. It was beautiful.
He's planning for this job, isn't he, for the wedding? You're selling himself, Lucas.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to have a lamb doner and chips at the wedding.
What,
And
Maradona?
cheese.
Oh, yeah. Got to have chilies with it.
What, Maradona?
Isn't he dead?
Nah, not Maradona.
Well, if you're getting married, surely you're going to have a Maradona.
No.
Isn't there something called belladonna?
Yeah, it'll kill you.
Oh. What's belladonna?
It's
It's a
poison.
poison.
It's like everyone says that foxgloves are pretty, but
Oh, yeah.
been working with foxgloves, always wash your hands afterwards because they contain a poison called digitalis,
All right.
which
Yes.
is lethal, basically.
Hmm.
You get a little bit of that stuff, it will make you very ill.
There's another plant called wolfsbane. I think it's banned actually in this country.
Wolfsbane.
No, you can get it. Garden centres sell it.
It's also called monkshood or something. It's got like nice like petals, but the plant is really, really toxic.
I've only ever heard of it being called wolfsbane. But that's only through like programs that I've watched.
Mm. It's got a sort of medieval sort of function to it. Mm.
Yeah.
So, which doll? I've got a question for the group and for people watching us on our show here tonight. What doll thinks, or what doll do we all think is gonna play up tomorrow night?
Annabelle.
Annabelle. Does Ellie have Annabelle?
That's me. I'm Annabelle.
Annabelle's going to play up tomorrow night.
I'll show you
No,
mine.
I'm Annabelle.
Look at them pictures. I think Susie's got a bit of mischief cut that needs to come out.
There's one further on down the pictures there.
Jade, turn your head away. Jade doesn't do clowns. Freak her out.
Yeah, I bought that in Asda at a when they
You're safe,
had
Jade.
Halloween, when they had the Halloween decorations up. But it lives on my door because I've got.
This
Oh, I
one
like
is
that
a
one.
clown.
Stay
This
there,
one-
Jade. Do not move.
Yeah.
This one sits over my computer. This isn't a clown.
I going back to Jade there. Susie's. There's one further down that she looks like she's going to be a little bit of bother on the pictures.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The little blonde-haired doll with ringlets, I think, is going to be.
Yeah, I thought that one. Yeah. Has Ellie still got the one that had the Death Watch beetle in it?
Yes, that's
Susie.
Susie.
That's Susie, is it?
Mhm.
It'd be
Yes, 'cause
interesting.
when
to know
Ken
more.
and I did our live, she looked rather happy. She wasn't looking
Heather,
scary
all of
at
them.
all.
Has anyone ever been in room 7 and heard the barrels rolling? Because I've heard barrels rolling up
Yeah,
Now
I'm
you're
not-
just taking the mic. I've never actually been.
there. Mm.
When I went, honestly, when I was downstairs just before they got rid of the he who can't be named, the twat, on the Monday, it's just a great place, as I say. But you know they're there. You know they're there. They just. I was lucky. The male toilets was fantastic. I've never been in the male ones, but yeah, you just know it's there. You just know.
Yeah, Steve's picked
That
up
was-
a couple that have sat next to me. You know, when I sit on that leather couch near the Jack the Ripper section,
Yeah.
and I've had things sitting next to me.
Wow.
I get
Yes,
the wing
it-
commander.
Lucas's coat moved, which is quite interesting. It moved from one end of the sofa to the other end of the sofa, and he hadn't moved it. Nobody else had moved it.
Honestly, I cannot wait to actually go and properly experience it.
Yeah, there's been knocking. John says, I've heard knocking on the ceiling in room 7. Yep. We've had scraping down the wall. We've had lots of things happening in room 7 when we've been there.
When I was in the cellar, I always flinched near the body in the wall, but that's because I heard the gunshot on the Jack the Ripper night. And that did make me jump out of my skin.
The biggest one was last week. The cat ball that moved from the stairs.
And it went onto the bed
Yeah.
onto that bag.
I think
That
that
was-
is fantastic.
Hmm.
You couldn't preempt that happening. The only thing I could see happening with that was that it would roll down the stairs.
Yeah.
I think Claire's agreeing with you, Ant, when she said about the banging on the floor.
I say, I take screenshots, which I do. Last week I took 132. On the Saturday, we got 2 last week. We got Saturday and Sunday. The Sunday one
You
was
get some
more.
phenomenal ones.
Honestly, you're there and you take 2 or 3 at a time. And before, with Lucas has been going through some photographs. And John Bartlett also, who's on the chat, has gone and looked at them. And Kip Julie, she got one with the banister. Go back through them from last week. And there's one, and she's got like a face looking up, I think, and one at the bottom of the stairs. And I always say, go back through your snap screenshots the day after, because once you watch the live, you took them, you transfer them over. You're still caught up in the live. The day after is when you go through them and you're like, wow, yes, I took that. I didn't see that at first. Shazzy's, I take that as Shazzy takes some as well, SIB Mama, and she'll tell you we've swapped photos straight after a live, and then we put our pictures on, and then I go through them on a Sunday, and it's amazing. And to sit there in a live audience on it like we're here, sit there and be in the live studio and watching it that way instead of taking screenshots. It's just out there. It's an experience. I can't sell it enough, and I talk about it a lot, but I can't sell it enough.
Has anyone actually ever had a dream that they were in the dolphin? Because I've actually had a dream once that I was in the dolphin, and I was on, the corridor bit. I was up there. It's a different.
Wait, my fingers.
Obviously, a dream has a different layout to what you see in reality, but I could see that in the dream. I could actually see the dark shadow figure of a child walking around the corridor. But that was just a dream, it was a dream. I woke up shortly afterwards. But it's like, has anyone else ever dreamt that they've been in?
No, because I'm always in there.
Show off.
I have thought after one live.
We'll be in there all the time too.
I have thought after one live before the twat left that the dolphin had come up to me. That makes, or I'd not gone to the dolphin, but I was in the dolphin, and I felt like I was being touched. Didn't know, to be fair. It was weird. I can remember it. I wasn't upstairs. I wasn't downstairs. I was in like in between, because I do believe that there's different layers of the dolphin. And I said it the other night about a photograph. It's like someone cut half head up, and they're stuck in between a landing, you know, and that's an experience I've had.
Ellie,
There's a set of stairs.
Go on, Lucas.
There's a set of stairs in, I think it's in one of the store cupboards in the cellar. There's like an old set of stairs that leads to nowhere. Has anyone seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wondered where that, because that must have led up to the function, you know, where we all sit and dine, must have led up to the function room at once upon a time before it was sealed off. And you always like hear the faint noises around there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
But when Ellie did on the Haunted Dolphin chat, she went into room 2 and my entire face changed.
Yeah, it did.
That was that day. But we saw a face, didn't we, in the window? A set of eyes in another window. Somebody peering out of room 7.
7.
That was something. But your face when she went into room 2, you came.
I instantly want it as well.
Yeah, instantly. That's what I was saying about last night. Jade put photographs in the Haunted Dolphin chat, and your face looked like half it had covered. And I said, "Oh, Sarah's face is gone." And Jade came back with "Check out Heather." I'm like, "Check out Heather." Went onto Heather's face, zoomed in. Oh, she's on the left on one side. Swiped across, still on the left, and the next thing you know, she's on the right. But when she's on the right, she's full body, and that was bizarre. That was, you know. I'm meant to do. I think when
I screenshotted it, I think it was just the way Sarah was sat in the lighting. I think that's why it looked half and half.
Yeah, but I mean, because I said about Sarah, hadn't I? And, you know, it's.
And it's gone.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's frozen.
Right. I'm just going to go big screen on my own a minute. So I've got a question to ask. This is for a giveaway. I don't want the answers in chat. I want them as a private message back to me. So just for a moment, hang on. So I've got a question to ask, and the question is this. It's to win this necklace, which has a skeletal hand and aquamarine and a Milfory glass bead on it. The question is, what was the name of Jack the Ripper's first victim? Please do not put it in chat. Send a private message to me, and a winner will be drawn out of the many correct answers. So there we go.
I couldn't tell you the first or the second, if I'm honest.
Right, I'm down to 3% of battery left, Steve.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to say au revoir to everybody.
I'm going to do that in a minute anyway. Should be on.
Yeah, I've got to go.
So it's been absolutely fantastic having everyone on, having Ellie with us earlier as well. You know, just a little catch up, just a little chat. You know, it's been good. We'll do it again another day, probably next year. We'll wait and see. But, you know, thank you guys for joining us.
It's okay.
Thank you for having us
We've had
on.
Lucas, Sarah, Jade, Ant, Mondelli, and myself, SOB Popper. Thanks for joining us, guys. And again, the beautiful skeletal hand necklace. What was the name of Jack the Ripper's first victim?
Stay spooky.
Stay spooky.
Stay safe.
You guys
Okay.
don't have nightmares, and we'll see you soon. Take
See
care.
you soon.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh,